4 and 1. I've fucked your mum. It's 41. For any mothers in the room, I'm available later.
So, Drag Bingo, fabulous little event. I was approached by the venue mailbox over lockdown. It was a shock, to say the least, because it marketed itself as a sports bar over the years, and it had, as far as I was aware, very little involvement in the LGBTQ plus community. By the time we hit sort of Christmas, we were having to bring extra furniture in from outside.
Where Kelly is this week, actually. 8 and 2. A queen on my shoe, 82.
My first time in drag was 11 years ago now, which is incredible to think about. It feels like eons ago by comparison, but at the same time it feels 5 minutes. It's amazing how quickly time passes. We were at Holiday Park raising money for children's charity, and we were just all sort of customers for the Holiday Park. And the theme for this particular night was boys dress as girls, girls dress as boys. And that's essentially how it came about. And it was incredible because no one asked if you were gay or straight or bi. It was just purely fancy dress. It wasn't calling drag, it was just fancy dress, but essentially it was drag. And that was my first ever experience of it, and I felt incredible. Drag doesn't just have to be, if you're American, this Barbie doll supermodel runway sort of esque pretty thing, or if you're British, it doesn't have to be this pantomime dame, short, bold man who's slightly larger than life and really camp. Like, drag can be so much more. There's an alternative scene, there's a gothic scene, there's special effects scenes. There's so much to drag nowadays than compared to what they used to be. And it's not that it wasn't there, it just had no visibility, no attention.
4 and 6. This whore's got dicks. It's 46. I'm just being honest. If the beard wasn't enough of a giveaway.
One of the queens I worked with, Candy Kane, she had been doing drag for 20 plus years in Lincoln, and she gave me all the best tips and tricks to get the job done quickly. To her, she put a face on that much that it was efficiency. How can I achieve my look in the shortest amount of time? I took that away from her. But I learned about the lip arch, I learned how to highlight and contour from different people. So for me, all the older queens were very helpful in that. But I've learned a lot from the younger queens. From them, even though I've been doing drag a lot longer in that capacity, I learned a lot about how I could refine my makeup and still keep my style.
We have a bingo! Big round of applause for our 4th line winner. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ugh. Where are we? We're over here. Fabulous. Thank you for being a good sport, pointing round the corner for me.
I feel a lot safer in the city than I did in my town back home. I'm not saying Lincoln is completely faultless, there is still risk. I have friends that have been assaulted, I have friends that have been unfortunate enough to be in the wrong place at the wrong time or been targeted in a negative way. So I suppose I can sit here in a place of ignorance really and say that I feel safe here. With my sort of flagship venue being The Scene since 2016. And since then I've worked with a whole heap of queens. Like I highlighted earlier, the diversity of drag is fantastic. I owe so much of how I am as an individual now, in and out of drag, to doing drag. The cliche of it being battle armour and bringing you out of your shell, for me anyway, has really held true. I will have a laugh with people. I'll talk to people I don't know on a night out if they talk to me rather than shy away from them. However, now I'm doing it so much, and with Lincoln being such a small city, it's very easy to constantly be in drag mode and never switch off. And I've noticed a lot of younger queens going through a similar thing at a younger age, and combine that with general sort of experience as an individual and exploring identity and sexuality, that creates even more complex issues when you're trying to throw an extra personality in there in drag. So do make time for yourselves. Yes, your drag persona is you, and you are them, but you can also have separate lives. And I'm always thankful of everyone that stops me in the street and says hello, whether I'm doing my shopping or whether I'm having a drink. But at the same time, I've only learnt more recently after a struggle over the past 12 months of where those boundaries are for when can I have a personal life and when can't I. So my message in a nutshell is younger queens, take time for yourselves as well. Yes, you throw yourselves into it and that's fabulous, but self-care is massively important. So from your Auntie Celine down at the mailbox tonight in Lincoln, have a fabulous time. Tra loves!